Well, we're in the Northwest African American Museum today. Let's check this out. So this is why I wanted to come in here. They have a Jimi Hendrix exhibit going on, and I thought, you know, we have to check it out. It basically is kind of showing how Seattle helped mold his musical upbringing. Oh, I'm already seeing one of his shirts. Oh, this is going to be awesome. This tells about how Jimi's grandparents were even musical. His grandmother was a singer with her sister, and they were chorus girls, and his father was a stagehand, Ross Hendrix. And these are some of Nora Hendrix's personal belongings. Some of her hats, and it's kind of, and I'm almost not even joking, it's kind of strange that Jimi didn't end up wearing this stuff later on, because he loved, like, the more colorful and flamboyant the better for him. In fact, he would shop at a place called Granny Takes a Trip, which I'm told was a song or a band or something like that, but still, check that out. This was Jimi's, designed by Lloyd's and made in Pakistan. It says his grandmother loved those rich colors, and that's where Jimi got it from, they thought. Now what's cool is if you take a look closely in this photo, even though Jimi's wearing like 3 shirts and a jacket and everything, you can see that he is wearing that vest right there. It's poking out right up here. You can kind of see the purple and the gold frills on it. That's kind of right there. And then right here, these are some of his San Remo branded buckled shoes, white leather dress shoes. Now that's one of Jimi's scarves, and what's cool about Jimi with the scarves is that he used them for like everything. He would wear them as a belt, he'd tie them around his arm, he'd tie them around his thigh, he'd tie them around his boot, around his guitar, around his hat. Yeah, you never knew where Jimi was going to use a scarf. Now here's a picture of Jimi with his mom, and this is saying, you know, earlier in the vlog I had read that his name was James Allen Hendrix. This is saying that she named him Johnny Allen Hendrix. So let's go with that. This is when he was first born, 1943. Oh, he looks like his mom too. Look at her in the face. Now there's a family photo when Al came back from the war. This is from 1946, and there's a young Jimi right there. Kind of turning his head away from us, but there he is. When she found out she was pregnant, she had to contact him because he was already off in the service at that point. Now there's a childhood picture, a vintage color photo of Jimi at the age of 1. There's a picture of Jimi and his dad, about 1945. And then down here is a letter that's written by Al to his mom Nora when he was in the war. Now this is interesting. It says that Jimi had a bunch of nicknames throughout his life, one being Buster because he would always bust out of his clothes, but then they said he would also, and I knew this, at one point when he was on the Chitlin circuit he would go by Jimi James, but he eventually went to Jimi with an I. Now before Jimi ever was playing any music, he was obsessed with art, and so this is one of Jimi's originals of a red house with 2 trees. Looks like a watercolor to me. Now that's a copy of an original that Jimi drew called Daddy Sleeping, of his dad sleeping. So that's one of Jimi's original stage-worn, deep red colored velvet waist cut jackets. And it says that it has a comic stitched in right there, and then it says under the shoulders as well. That's kind of funny. Now this whole Now this whole section is original artwork by Jimmy when he was a kid. It says that this comic strip right there in the center was done in 1958, and most of this was all done in 1958, so check out Jimmy's art stylings there. Trying to get away from that light, but I can't. There we go. Horse. This section says that Jimmy loved to create like art made out of sports scenes and landscapes, and he used to do brush, pencil, crayon, and ink, anything he could get his hands on to create art. Check out this landscape. You can see all the watercolor in there, but you can also see the pencil horse kind of in there as well. Yeah, this is all Jimmy's art when he was a kid. You can see down the bottom the sign Jimis Hendrix, Washington Cougars. Oh wow, check that out. War. Oh, check this out. The dragon, and then the clowns. That's a drawing of the Chicago Bears versus the Baltimore Colts. Wow, it's kind of cool to see Jimmy's original, you know, drawings when he was a kid. That is rad. Now this part is really cool for me because I grew up owning the soundtrack record for the Jimi Hendrix movie, and it had this inside the gatefold of the record, that picture. They actually have that real sofa here. Al Hendrix donated that sofa, or his estate did. That is absolutely, look at the pattern on there. All the sparkles and stuff on it, kind of like rhinestones almost. Check out that part of it specifically, let's see, right here. That corner, check all that out. And then there's Jimmy right there on that part of it. That's really cool to see. Then there's a picture of Jimmy playing a Dan Electro guitar, and they have it right here. It says this is not the original one. This is the same exact model that Jimmy is playing in that photo, though. Except actually, it would have been more like, hope you're not getting sick watching this, more like that because Jimmy was left-handed. He played guitar left-handed, but he did everything else right-handed. Holy cow, this is incredible. Oh my God, this is amazing. That is Jimmy's record player from his house, from his dad's house. And then this is the guitar that Al bought. This is Jimmy's first electric guitar. This is the Supro Ozark 1560S. When Jimmy's acoustic got stolen, Al went and bought him this. Oh, actually remember? Sorry about that. Yeah. This is the guitar they bought at Myers Music. That's really cool because I was wondering what that looked like, what one of those looked like. This is a replica of the same type of military jacket that Jimmy used to wear. Yeah, see, here's a photo of Jimmy wearing that same style of the replica jacket with the fur collar and everything. And this is Jimmy's Army yearbook documenting his fellow servicemen and their training accomplishments. Fort Ord, California is where he was at, it looks like. There he is. So here's a photo of what the original home of Jimi Hendrix, what it originally looked like, and that's what it looked like when they ended up tearing it down. Here are some pieces of it that from when they disassembled it. They didn't just demolish it, they did disassemble it. And what's kind of cool is that you see this guitar over here. It says that Harmonic Hendrix Home Guitars made this, with nearly every component being of each guitar containing the wood, scrap metal, old paint, and wiring that was salvaged from one of Jimmy's Seattle childhood homes. Pretty cool. That's a pretty cool concept. Here you can see on these two pieces how they're laying out the pattern for the body of the guitar, and then they're going to glue it together and cut the hole out. And if you look closely on that white piece, right up here where the two pieces of wood meet, it says Jimmy's Room. And there's a photo of Jimmy's hand-painted Monterey Pop Festival guitar that he burned and smashed into pieces and threw out into the crowd. I recently bought a replica of that Fender made. Oh, that's really cool. You can see, I have to kind of do it upside down. Well, I can flip the camera, hold on. Jimmy's name right there on that guitar case. And there's Jimmy's leather-bound flask. Now these were all travel things from Delta. A little alligator case, like a little travel case, cologne case it says, and a room key from the Navarro on Central Avenue in New York, and a Delta sock. And that's an original postcard from the Empire State Building, it says, sent from Jimmy to his dad. And you can see his dad's address. Also, his second address was right around the corner, 2606 East Yesler Way. And then it says, I'm just dropping in a few words to let you know everything's so-so here in the big raggedy life of New York. Everything's happening bad here. I hope everyone at home is all right. Tell Dion I said hello. I'll write you a letter real soon, and we'll try to send a decent picture. So until then, I hope you're doing all right. Tell Ben and Ernie I play the blues like they never heard. Love always, Jimmy. Yeah, like they never heard, playing with his teeth. And there's Jimmy playing with Curtis Knight and the Squires. There's the King Casuals with Jimmy and his friend Billy Cox, who he would eventually, at the end of his life, invite Billy Cox to come play with him again. Here's another postcard that Jimmy sent home to his dad. Just a few words to let you know I made it to Columbia, South Carolina. Tell everybody hello with love, Jimmy. Looks like all the postcards that he wrote that they have here are from Al's collection. So most of this collection here is on loan from Al Hendrix. Well, here I am again, traveling to different places. I'm on a tour which lasts about 35 days. We're about halfway through it. There's a pretty cool picture of Jimmy and his dad. There's Jimmy playing football. Wow, I can't recommend this enough. If you're in Seattle or the Seattle area, come and check this out. This is a great exhibit on Jimmy's stuff. Oh man, that was great. What were the odds that I would be in town while they were having that exhibit on? Pretty cool. I guess, you know, sometimes things are meant to be. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.